Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord another time. Praise God. So before we used to manually do our lessons. But now we recently got quarterlies for every one of the classes. So it's a little bit different. We're following what's in the quarterly. So every usually we'll do it either the beginning of the month or every Sabbath before an holiday. We would remind our children why we don't observe that holiday, right? So we were unable to do it this time. As you know, the world is gonna celebrate Happy Valentine's Day this coming week. And sometimes our kids struggle with, why can't I celebrate? Why can't I buy a Valentine whatever for my class? Why should I take these candies, or why shouldn't I take these candies, right? And they struggle with all that. So it's just a reminder, not only for our kids, sometimes even as grown-ups, you don't even know why we don't celebrate the things. Or sometimes you know it's a pagan holiday and you just struggle to communicate why really we don't celebrate these things. So it's going to be brief. I'm not going to go like in a whole lot of detail. So it's going to, the world is celebrating Happy Valentine's Day, right? So it surrounds a person called Saint Valentine. Jamal, I'm competing with you. So they celebrate Saint Valentine, right? Why was he even, why was he significant? Why is he important, right? So it turns out that the Romans are very tricky people. They'll put someone to put a label on the holiday, but we know that this holiday is coming from Rome. This is what we know, right? So ancient Romans placed a great stress upon holiday that fell around the shortest month of the year. They dedicated to the goddess Juno, who was the wife of Jupiter, and this is their belief. So from you hear goddess, people worshiping planets, you know that's a red flag, right? Ashlyn, who was the goddess? What was the name of the goddess? Nope. Juno. Listen, this is for you. Why shouldn't you celebrate Valentine's Day? Why shouldn't you celebrate Valentine's Day, Ray Ray? Bad things, what? I want you to listen, that's just it, okay? This is for you. All right. So long time ago, Romans, they used to, they believed that the goddess Juno, who was the wife of Jupiter, they dedicated this time frame to Juno, who was the wife of Jupiter, right? So this festival stressed love and courtship and marriage. It was appropriate because Juno was the queen of heaven and was regarded as the protector of women. It says when Christianity became the official religion of ancient Rome, Emperor Constantine, the religious leader, immediately tried to find a way to merge both pagan rituals and the Christianity. Many of them had observed for many centuries, and so it was important that they merge both things, right? So they wanted to become Christians, but they still held to their traditions, and they wanted to continue doing all those things. So another thing they said, so Saint Valentine was a martyr that they said he died on February 14. So the story goes that oh wait, I lost my. So they said, I was trying to find the part with, all right, so one of the emperor thought that single men made better soldiers, and the story says that a priest named Valentine disobeyed the emperor's orders and secretly married young couples. Um, and so many stories say that Saint Valentine was executed on February 14. Therefore, they celebrate him on this day. But because of certain things that we see depicted on this day, for example, Cupid, and I want to write the name down so that if you guys like the kids. So Cupid is always depicted. This is the name, Cupid. All right, so he's not a fairy, he's actually a boy. And he's always depicted blindfolded, and he has an arrow, right? So he's actually the god of love, the Roman god of love. And the same god of love, depicted in the same way from the Greeks, he's called Eros. So because these things are depicted in the same time frame, we see that it has nothing to do with love or with showing love to your partner or nothing. It has deep roots in a Roman tradition, a Roman celebration of love, the love of gods and a God who and we don't participate in idolatry or none of those beliefs. So because we don't believe in idolatry or idols, fall in love, or an idol who advocates for love. And I want to highlight too, whenever you see saint anyone, that is also a red flag. The Romans, they decided to venerate certain people who they think are significant, and they give them the title saint. But we don't worship people, so we don't venerate no one. The only person we worship is God and Jesus, and you don't hear them saying Saint Jesus, right? So these are all red flags. So when you think about Valentine's Day and why you should participate in eating their candies, you think about you're participating in idol worship. You're taking part of this tradition that you don't even know about. And what you know that is true is that the Bible tells us that don't be a part of them. He said you must be separated from them. These things that they do is vain worship. And so just be encouraged, children, adults that might be hearing me. Don't feel pressured to participate in these holidays because it's not for us. They came from a long, long time ago. And it has nothing to do with you showing love to your parents or to each other. You show love to your parents by listening and being obedient. You show love to your parents, or you show love to your partners or each other every day, by, the things you do every day. You have a question, Ashlyn? Go ahead. Vain worship? Vain worship is you say you're worshiping God, but you're not doing the things that make him happy. Yes, Michael. Go ahead, Alex.
I was trying to say that. So.
All right, Michael, go ahead.
There are other gods in the world, right?
No.
Then
people come up with other gods, but we believe in only one true God. So that's why those gods that they come up with, for example, ancient Romans think that all the planets are gods. They name all the planets off of a god. Jupiter was a god, Mercury, all these, Thor, Mars, All these, they are gods to the Romans, but to us, there's only one true God. We don't worship the mic because it's so effective. We don't worship the sun because it gives life and it makes you have energy and all the good things that the sun does. We don't worship the sun. We worship only the creator of all things, which is God. Yes, Africa.
Was it you or someone? I don't know if it was you or someone else who told, but our teacher told us that the name of the queen of all the false gods were either
Rhea?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a different holiday. It was Mother's Day that we were talking about, Rhea. Okay. Go ahead, Michael.
So, Mother and Father's Day is actually a part of Valentine's Day because Valentine's Day is about love, and so is Mother's and Father's Day.
You could say so, but each of those holidays, they have a special significance. And we remind you of all those different holidays individually because they have a special meaning behind them that we don't participate in because we only worship God, the creator of all, Jehovah God. We don't worship Cupid, the god of love. We don't worship Eros, the god of love. We don't worship Juno, the goddess. We don't worship Jupiter. We only worship Jehovah God.
Wait, is Earth a god?
Earth is not a god, no. We don't worship none of those things. We only worship Jehovah God.
But do they call like Earth?
Earth is not a god, no. Some people say Mother Earth, but no. All right. After Ray Ray, that's it. I didn't intend for it to be a question and answer, but.
Okay. So, I want to know, why do people think that Valentine's Day is only for love and showing love to other people?
So a long, long time ago, right? People would, anything that's significant, they would worship it, right? So love is a powerful thing. So they created a God of love. And they put an image to this God of love. And like ancient people, like Romans or Greeks, they have a specific image. You know, you ever seen Cupid? They have an image that they put to all these gods. And then they worship him and say, oh, the God of love shoot me with his arrow and now I love this person. Or now I love that person. Because when Cupid shoots me, the first person I see, that's the person I love. Or, you know, all these things. Those are ancient traditions that they would come up with to explain the feeling that they're feeling. But because we don't believe in no other gods but Jehovah God, we don't participate in none of those traditions. And the only thing, we don't eat their candy. We don't give candy to nobody else, because anything that you do to participate in Valentine's Day, that means you're celebrating with them. If they give you candy, you're participating in this idolatrous practice.
Because people be saying that all the kidnappers be giving you candy.
Oh, that's something different, but yeah. I'm sorry. Thank you for your time. I hope it was informative.
Holy Zion.